cup. I got my own cup.
Got popcorn. Over.
T.O., man. You're like T.O. and the Star. That I don't even want to think about it. Cowboys coming up.
Cowboys is coming up. I'm not going to jinx it, so I'm not going to say nothing.
Yeah, don't say no jinx, man.
Just
I
got
don't
to
even want
wait
to talk
for
about
it
it if you're going to be negative.
I ain't about to be negative, but I don't want to be too positive and have my feelings hurt.
True. Nah, but we're used to it as Cowboy fans, man. We are the most heartbroken fans ever. This is our first time in the playoffs since 1993?
No, we've been in the playoffs since then. We just need to win in the playoffs.
Oh, we haven't won a playoff game.
Win again, and then if we can win one more time, we're in the Super Bowl. So it's going to take 3 of them.
My gosh, we got to hurry up.
Oh, wait, we did win. Hey.
Yeah, we did win. That's what I'm saying. Right. We won the first time, man. So I'm excited about it.
So
I think it's going to be.
We got 2 more left. Is it 2 more? Yep, 2 more. We win. All right. RNB podcast. I'm Rowe.
I'm Burgess.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what we're doing. This is a podcast about everything: life, music, the pursuit of happiness, future, success, wealth, failure, all that stuff.
Love, happiness, setbacks, death, life.
A lot.
World, Dallas. Country music.
Country music. Maybe TV and film. We'll see. I'm a filmmaker. Arrow Films made a bunch of stuff I don't really want to talk about. Not that they're bad. Got awards, posters, TV specials, documentaries.
Flowers. Come on.
Yeah, I got a lot of it. I got a few joints.
Tell them, bro.
That's it.
Yes, sir. I'm songwriter, singer, artist, producer, lover, fighter, all the above. I've written, songs have been on the radio, and I got some plaques and some awards, and I'm working on my own career as an artist now. And me and Rowe just always stayed in touch ever since the beginning.
The beginning.
The beginning. In
Not
Dallas.
even the beginning. The beginning is a certain beginning, but then the most, like, I don't know if serendipitous is the word or the act of fate, where our parents actually knew each other before we knew each other.
That's right.
That's some wild shit.
Were we even born yet?
I don't think so. I wasn't.
Then I wasn't either. Well, then I wasn't, because we're the same age.
So to come fast forward so many decades later and still be and continuing a bond that was first set by parents, that doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't, especially when we're from 2 different parts of Dallas, and like probably wouldn't have known of each other or known about each other if it wasn't for Booker T. Washington.
Arts Magnet. Let's see. No, you can't do it right. You got to do it right. Booker T. Washington High School for the Performing and Visual Arts.
HPSVB.
Yo, prestigious. You probably know Erykah Badu. She was there.
Yup. Roy Hargrove.
He was there. Nora Jones. She was there.
Doyle Rader.
There we. Hey,
might not want it.
Let's give it to him. Let's give him who? LaQuette.
Peacock.
Yeah.
Beltron.
Aaron Neely.
Come on.
Let's go. Jenna. Who else?
Jenna. Hi, Jenna. Hey, how are you? I hadn't seen you in a long time. These people I hadn't talked to in a long time. But I talked to Mike the other day. He's good. Tommy Nash.
Oh, man.
Taylor Lyles.
Come on, Mitch. What about Money Making Mitch Acevedo? I can't say that right.
What is he doing now? Ed.com? Where you at, Ed? He's in Oak Cliff somewhere doing something wild.
It's all prestigious. I can't say the word. Prestigious.
Have you seen the movie Prestige, by the way?
One of my favorite movies, man. The Prestige.
Same.
Come on.
Too good.
Yeah, I think Christian Bale.
Yep.
What's my man?
Hugh Jackman, bro.
Yeah,
Wolverine.
and Ziggy Stardust is in there.
Yes, dude. He makes like a small appearance. You're just like, fucking Bowie was just in this movie.
Bowie as Tesla. Nikola Tesla.
Nikola.
Then that kind of makes it sound smart to just rifle out shit like that.
I know, dude.
I always wondered, like, will I get to that age or get to a place in life where I'm just, like, I can tell very detailed stories about these very detailed things that, like, people know on the surface, but you go in like, no, because see, people don't remember David Bowie. Well, people don't know about David Bowie. Okay, listen. And just start telling them old man stories and shit.
That's a sad day when they say that. You know, and that's something I want to talk about on here is like, how long does great art last? You know, because I know that's what we're in the business of is trying to create something that lasts longer than we are gonna last. You know, to me, that's what I'm living for right now and breathing, and that's what I think about and push towards every single day of my life.
That's what I say. I wanna make it to be overrated. Because the only way to be overrated is you got to have a certain amount of success that there is like that hater that thinks, that motherfucker ain't all that. It's just this. It's just that. Like they start to downgrade you and you become a part of a debate on if you were as good as people said you were.
That's like when you get there.
Yeah, like that's where I want. That's the type of how I want people to speak of me. Is like being able to debate greatness. Debate, was he really that good or was he just like a fucking overnight success, one hit wonder and all this type of stuff.
Look, we got a lot of work ahead of us. I remember watching this thing with it was Oprah, and it was some deal she was doing where she had the legends on, and it was Jay-Z, and he was talking about how, like, once you get to, that place where you are, the hard thing is to stay there and to stay consistent, and that's part of why we're doing this podcast is to, like, to follow through on the dreams and the visions and the things we talk about. You can only, have pipe dreams so much and never smoke a bowl, and never burn weed, like, this is why we're doing this, and is to get me out there, and is to get you out there, and is to get the conversations we have, because every time we talk on the phone, we'll go off for about an hour and a half and be like, man, we dropped there's some nuggets in there that I think some people would get something from just us. So I think this is us not being selfish, man, and putting it out there, and putting it out there for the people, man, because I believe the greater half is the greater good. And I know that. So if you was a good person, this is for you.
Righteous gemstones.
Yup.
So it's for me, it's Emmy season. We're going to get this looking to get this nomination for this Emmy for a documentary I made called 65 Minutes, Greensburg Story.
Let's go. The Greensburg?
Greensburg. It's a tornado that wiped out this whole city. And it's the first EF5 tornado ever recorded in America. And it wiped out a whole town that's like, I don't know, 50, I don't know how far it is from where I'm at right now.
How many people?
It wasn't a lot of people that lived. I forget how many that died because, sometimes it sounds like shit, but like you make a story and then you kind of move on once it's kind of done. But I believe, I think it was like 12 people. Man, I hope I don't get this shit wrong, but 12 people died, but like tons of people, everybody lost their home. So, I mean,
Damn.
Essentially a whole town had to move out of their home overnight, 65 minutes. And
damn,
it's a point. I feel confident about it. We've already won a few awards, but like the Emmy is the Emmy. And
how do you know, and when will you know?
So probably early to late February, we'll know if we got nominated. And I think the Emmy show is like April or some shit like that. I just need to. I'm just trying to get in there. I don't care
dude.
with it run. I just want to get in there. If I get nominated, getting nominated,
that's a win. The nomination is the win.
Especially something that prestigious,
Yup.
I think it's only 8 nominees to be one of 8 nominees.
I mean, out of how many?
Yeah.
One of 8 out of thousands?
Probably. We'll say a high hundreds at least. But, so shout out to the team. Tim May, Annette Lawless, Brennan, my man, Jacob Smith, who did the music, who scored 80% of it, original. So, yeah.
Dude, let's go. Not going to lie, Rowe. I still haven't watched it, but I'm going to. Where do I watch it at?
Man. Shit, put like this: Google 65 minutes, a Greensburg story, and it will pop up.
Okay,
I guarantee it. And I can say it's one of the there's a moment in the film that everyone talks about. Actually, it's 2 moments, but the biggest moment is probably the most nail-biting, anxiety-ridden, suspenseful moment in the whole thing, because I literally put you in the tornado. And you almost feel like another victim. So, yeah, man. Rock and roll.
Oh, you got my knees moving right now.
So.
You got my knees moving.
But here, let's do this. Let's start. So, because of the Ben Burgess fans, the people who know Ben Burgess, the people who may not know Ben Burgess but don't realize they know Ben Burgess, let's just tell the story of the one song so we can get that out the way and move forward in the whole thing. So, Ben Burgess has a plaque. I mean, several plaques. One in particular, one of the biggest songs in country music or even music in general.
Hold on, I'm grabbing the plaque. It's right here on my wall. I might as well just grab it, show everybody.
Just get the plaque. But for a massive recording artist in country music, a massive star in country music, had a little controversy, but that doesn't take away from the music in which Ben has wrote several songs for him, and this one particular song is when they sing it, they all sing it.
Whiskey glasses. When they sing it, they all sing it. That's crazy, man.
So let's talk about really making that song.
Shoot, what's crazy is like out of all the songs I've written, it's like starting the podcast and then like being like, okay, we got to talk about the one. It's like there's so many before that, and since then, it's like what do you define by? What are you defined as? And I guess right now my career is that, and I'm so proud of that song. And I'm proud of my co-writer, Kevin Kadish. I'm proud of Morgan Wallen, the artist. I mean, he had just gotten into town when he cut that song. And, sometimes it's just lightning in a bottle. And with that song, somehow it turned into that. It was a slow lightning in a bottle, but it happened. And, when you ask about, like, tell me the story of it, in Nashville, it starts with the concept, and you'll sit in a room. It doesn't happen like this every time, but a lot of times it is. It's like, okay, what are we talking about? What are we going to sing about? What are we writing about? Because you don't just want to write stuff and then not know where the landing is,
Yeah.
So I was doing this thing called hook hunting, where I'll maybe spend 30 minutes or something. I try to do it once a week, to where I just go down the rabbit hole in my head of concepts and ideas and one-liners and, I think I'm just doing it right now, right? I'm thinking about like, it takes, how much does it take to break the ice? It's like an elephant. What's that one line? Anyways, okay, so break the ice. So I go break the ice. Icebreaker. Breaking amphetamines, breaking Benjamin, breaking down the doors, the doors open, doors always open, doors open and close, open clothesline, close the book, you know, clothesline, hook, line, and sinker. And I just kind of just go until I say something like, whoa, there's a kind of cool combo of words. That's interesting, you know. And I think like hook, line, and sinker, like I feel like, you know, that could be something that you could do a hook, a line, and a sinker, like a hooker, a line of cocaine, and a nap. You know, I don't know. It's not that. But, you know, you get what I'm saying. Like, yeah. So I was hook hunting in Plano, Texas at my dad and my stepmama's house, Mama Lean. And I think they were taking a nap or something. It was during the day, and I was just sitting there walking around the pool, and I was hook hunting. I just kind of started going down a rabbit hole of words and twisting them up and thinking about them, and somehow I landed on beer goggles. You know, everybody's had beer goggles on, right? You know, makes people look a little prettier than they are, make the world look a little more rose-colored, and
yep.
And so I was like, well, what's the opposite of that? I was like, whiskey glasses. I was like, damn, I don't know. That's kind of deep, because that's an actual thing. Beer goggles aren't even really a thing. Like, goggles are a thing, but there's like not beer, but there's an actual whiskey glasses made for whiskey. I was like, fuck. You know, I was like, that's something. So I wrote it down. And just kind of kept it, and then kept going and writing my ideas and hook hunting. And I ended up back in Nashville maybe about a month later or something, a few months. I don't think I went and wrote it right away. I wasn't like, oh, I got an idea that I have to write but I got with my buddy Kevin Kadish. Shout out to Dish. Lay Dish. And I said, hey, man, I got an idea. Because he's the man. Kadish is the man, and Kadish works really hard, and he'll fight for a song for days. We've written, you know, songs that took us 100 hours to write, you know, which doesn't happen all the time. You know, sometimes you write them in 40 minutes, sometimes you write them in 8 hours, sometimes you write them in 100 hours. So I knew he was a safe place to take what I thought was going to be a really strong concept and song. And it just really just wrote itself.
But the opening line, because you know you have whiskey glasses, so now you know you're working your metaphor, you're working your double entendre, but then you know it's just kind of like any major banger. That opening line is the line where, you know, if you're in the club, the DJ is going to drop the music so everybody say it.
Yes. Exactly.
So how do you come up with your first line? Did you come up with it? Kadish come up with it? Like, how did you figure that out?
Dude, so, you know, we wrote the hook and we wrote the pre-chorus. A lot of times we'll write backwards, you know, because like I said, you want everything to point to it. You know, every line's got to point to where we're ending, the end of the road. That's where we're going, right? Everybody's going to the end of the road, and we want to point it there. So we had done pretty much the whole song except for the verse. I'm like, fuck, you know. We're like, what are we gonna do, man? How do you start the song? And I go, oh, I know how to do this, because my dad sang this shit to me all the fucking time. And Pops, when he was real hungover in the mornings, or maybe if it was at night, or if we hadn't slept, you know, and I'd wake up and he'd be laying on the couch. I just remember him laying on the couch. He'd go, poor Pappy, poor Pappy, pour your Pappy another drink. He's more hungover than you think. Go, pour your Pappy another drink. So I'm like, dude, I know how we do it. And I sang him the song, you know, and we're like, pour me another drink. So Pops gave me that. And, yeah, I came up with the concept at the house. He's a part of that song. and he just had his anniversary of his passing about a couple days ago. It was 4 year, and we were at that house. We were sitting out by the pool smoking a cig, and we had Sirius XM on his little Pandora radio out there or something, or Sirius XM radio, and they played Whiskey Glasses. It was kind of right when Whiskey Glasses had went to radio. I don't think it was on radio, but I think it was on Sirius XM. That's where they go first to test it out. And it was on there, and he got to hear it, and we were just all freaking out and loving it. I remember when I played it for him, he goes, man, that is a fucking hit, dude. So shout out to Pappy, man.
How does and we'll get to how it gets to Morgan, but how does, so now, I mean, we'll skip around a little bit, but
I need to play you the demo. Have I ever sent you the demo?
I've never heard the demo.
I gotta send it to you. I mean, the demo's dark. The demo is dark, man. Like, it's piano. It's a little slower. And I think it's in a lower key too. And cause it's a dark song, man.
Yeah.
You know, I know people love partying to it, and they made it feel good when they recorded it. They wanted they said they wanted us to feel drunk and have a good time, but to me, there's not really a positive lyric in that sad ass song, honestly. So to hear what happened to it and to see the reaction, it has become a celebration. I'm just blown away every time.
It's amazing. I mean, it's proper. And I don't want to get into this on this episode, but another song you was a part of writing was "Sign Sober You" with from Hardy. And when you think of like, and just like that, you're listening to 81.3.5.
Hey,
on your FM.
Smooth River.
So we had some technical difficulties in the middle of a fascinating story about making whiskey glasses or writing whiskey glasses. So we'll get all the audio's already there. We're gonna just jump back in. So
okay,
one thing that you talked about is about writing, kind of writing backwards, reverse engineering from the hook and trying to find the stuff like in between, which is like, it's weird to hear you say that, because that's almost exactly how I write, because I can't write a beginning at all. Like, I can't write the beginning to save my life. I have to I have to start in the middle somewhere.
Yes.
So I know what I'm trying to get into and what I'm trying to get out of. So
let's go.
It's like, okay, yeah, I'll write something where, and it would be something random, like, oh, in the middle in this scene, I want the dude is going to pick up a bag inside of a laundry machine, and that'll be where all the money is. It's like, okay, that's the scene. How do I get everything to make sense to why money is in the machine, why he's taking it out, why it's in the bag?
Yes.
And once I get that flow, I can come out of that. And sometimes I may not be able to find a flow into it, but I can go, okay, shit, I can go from there, then I can go there, and I can go there, and I go there. And then I can spend a lot of time figuring out what's the best way to get into it, or vice versa. So, I mean, that's kind of how I've always wrote. Even when I was doing music, I would start at the second verse. I could never write the first verse.
Really?
Yeah, like I cause the hook, like you said, the hooks kind of always come to you. Like, you could be freestyling some shit, and then all of a sudden you'll find yourself in a nice little, oh no, okay, that's it. Then it's always like, cause I would write very story based. I mean, much like I write film, so I would write story based, and I knew like what the second verse had to be like. Some shit had to be going on by then, but like, I didn't know what that shit was. And so when I came up with the shit, then I could come with the rest of the story. And so I would always write songs in the second verse before I wrote the first.
Yeah, man. See, that just happened instinctually for you. For me, I learned that. I learned that, and I'm pretty sure I learned it from Boots Odestad, the Norwegian reggae legend. He's in a band called the Getaway People, but he was one of the first guys I started working with when I moved to LA. And he's like, dude, we write backwards around here. Like, what are we talking about? Let's work our way backwards. So as a new concept to me, when I first started writing songs, I was just kind of writing, you know, for myself, man, just writing from the beginning and right until I was done. And I still like to do that. You know, I still like to do that. But once you get that bookend piece, you're like, hold on, does this line even make sense in it? Like, it kind of has nothing to do with what we're talking about here. And the fact is, with music and with movies, like, you only have a short amount of time, especially with music. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, you have so long to go and such little airspace. Like, you really got to make every line, you know, really count. And you got to do it to where it doesn't sound like you're writing a song, but you're just talking to somebody.
Because,
you know, that's where the other hard part is.
The art of the double entendre does that. Because I don't think, and the more that I think about it, like you said, like, if you write a double entendre from the beginning, you got to be a real brilliant person to do that throughout the next, you know, 2.5 minutes. But if you come up with a clean double entendre, and then you can figure out like the moments where people get it, because I don't think you ever want someone to get it right away. You like want them to get it, and it kind of catches them off guard while, you know, you think you're talking about one thing and you're talking about something else midway. It's like if you do that from the middle or backwards, then you know how to get into it. You know, this line actually makes better sense now if I do it this way versus trying to force feed it throughout 2.5 minutes right off the top. Because then you can start sounding goofy. I kind of make that analogy based on like rap music today. It's very like simplistic, catchy. If they got a good like hook, they just run with the hook, but they don't really craft a song really. In the writing.
And people will fabricate it, you know, and not have a hook either, and they'll just like cruise down it and get it done. But yeah, I like working backward. That's cool that you do that too with the movies and the docs, man. I think that's why I just think this podcast needs to happen, because there's just so many similarities between so many of the arts. And I look forward to having like some people on here, like get Erin on here or something, and talk about dance and the things that she's doing. And I wonder how they build their set or their dance move. Like, what's the final move, and then and how do you get to it? You know? Shout
out to Erin Neely. You know, she's also Tony nominated and Tony Award winning. That's one of those prestigious Broadway play awards. So, you know,
let's go, Neely.
We're keeping it tight. So back to whiskey glasses. So we was talking about, you know, the fact that it's a tragic song. Well, I was trying to get to the fact that like you're listening to someone basically talk about their coping mechanism. You know, just sitting there dealing with the fact that this person is gone and trying to like deal with that. And you got a whole arena, club, radio audience, people driving. I have so many friends who love that song, and they're just having a good time to that song. It's like it's a banger for them, but this is someone's tragedy that they're fucking bopping to.
Yeah.
So you hear the song, you make the song, you know what the feel is, and then it gets over to the people at Big Loud, gets to Morgan in the team, and now it turns into something different. So talk about, you know, that progression with a relatively new artist.
Well, I actually was in the Big Loud building when they were cutting the vocal on Whiskey Glasses. I don't even remember when this was, man.
So hold on, let me paint a picture a little bit more. Let me paint that a little bit more. So
paint the picture, Rowe.
So you
Bob Ross Rowe.
So this is a relatively new artist, Morgan Wallen, who just won The Voice, or in that short time. Now for you,
I don't know. I don't think he won The Voice. I think he was just on.
Well, he was on The Voice, and for you, you've already worked with Jonas Brothers. Shit, you tell me. You've already worked with artists of high.
Jake Allen. Yeah, I've already gotten in with some big dogs for sure.
So you already kind of know what it's like, and now you're over at Big Loud with this new act.
Yep, and they're cutting the vocals, and Joey texts me. He's like, "Hey, are you in the building? We're working on, a part for the song. Like, there's this hole in there, and we need to figure out what to do with it." I was like, "Dude, I'm literally 4 doors down." So I walk over there, and it's the post part. The world through whiskey glasses, and on the original, there's nothing there. And so what's there now is ain't nothing left to do but sip around the truth. And then as see the world through whiskey glasses, I need a better view where I don't drink at you. And me and Joey and Morgan just sat in the room and just kind of tried to come up with more lyrics. And they didn't take no percentage out of my shit. It's a background vocal, but it's a serious piece, man, and I appreciate that from them fellers, man. That's when I knew they were good people, and I'd already worked with Morgan. We wrote a song called Custom. I don't even know what the hell happened to that song, but I remember working with him, and I was like, dude, this kid is, to me, he was the reincarnation of Kurt Cobain from Sneedville, Tennessee. Like I was really taken back and blown away by him, his energy, and his voice, and I think that's happened to the whole world. And he's tried and true to himself to this day. So, so we were there, and so I heard what they were doing with the track. I was like, dang, man, this track's like went from a sad ballad to a bop, as the kids say. And Morgan's like, yeah, man, I want him to feel like they're the guy that's got the whiskey glasses. Like I want them to feel kind of tipsy. And they nailed it, and I think their instincts were spot on that. And that's definitely my favorite cut to date, obviously. So to anybody that's ever played that song, requested that song, or played that damn song on 6th Street, Broadway, wherever, thank you so much. And if you ever see me and you play that song, you get $100 in that tip jar. I promise you right now. Challenge me, please.
I don't know. They may just keep playing that motherfucker just cause they get the 100. I don't know if it recoups like that. But speaking,
no, it doesn't.
So even with that, so you make the record, the almost the bigger part of that, which you don't really see a lot, and maybe it's different in country music, but the fact that you look at the credits, you only have, a two-man writing credit for Whiskey Glasses. When you see so many other big records like that, and there's a team of writers that all is busting down this pie, and you have one of the biggest records almost ever, and it's split the pie is very small, is very large compared to what it could have been.
Two-way. Yeah, we got really lucky in the fact that Joey and Morgan didn't take publishing on. I thought was a stand-up deal, and I think me and Morgan both won, on that song. So, that solidified him as my brother, and man, yeah. The last time I heard him play it, we were in Allegiant Field, man, down in Dallas, where the Rangers are at, their new stadium, dude, and they played it at the end of the night, man. 42,000 people singing it, dude. 42,000. I couldn't even, it was just unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
So let's just real quick. Let's see. Pulling up Morgan Wallen On Spotify, Whiskey Glasses is currently sitting at 550 million plays on Spotify. 550 million or billion. Million, yeah.
Yeah.
Plaques at this point.
Plaques,
that plaque
yep.
come in, what do you think?
They're saying that by the end of this new year that it's on trajectory to hit 10 million sales, which is a diamond award. Diamonds are forever. So, look, the music industry has been this way since I got into it. It's gonna be when I get out of it. They're gonna tell you things, and that don't mean it's gonna happen. And you just can't put all your weight into it and think it's gonna be something. Like I remember this dude James came up to me and he had this song. What was the song? Had Me by Halftime on Morgan's first album. And I remember I saw him because some people were like in the office saying like, "Oh, it's Whiskey Glasses is next, bro. Whiskey Glasses is next." And I'm like, "Fingers crossed, baby, let's go." And James came up to me like that day and he's like, "Oh, dude, it's gonna be Had Me by Halftime." I was like, James, I wanted you to get the single, but dude, I'm glad that Whiskey Glasses happened, man. So, it's competitive and it's friendly, and like we all want each other to win, but really we want to win.
So
like whoever's got the number one that day, it's like, dude, congratulations, I'm so happy for you, but I wish it was me. That's just this is how it works. So yeah, like you can't put all your faith in that and eggs in that basket. And I don't even care about it going diamond. Just the fact that honestly that people are playing it down on Broadway and 6th Street, and all over the world in cover bands is just my dream come true, because that's how I started. I started down on 6th Street in the early 2000s, man.
So what's the biggest lessons you learned in the development, the release, the sale, all of this of Whiskey Glasses?
I mean, Morgan had probably played that song because that was in his first 4-pack. That was the first 4 songs they released off the album. I think it was, I can't remember what they were. I think it was Way I Talk, Up Down, Whiskey Glasses, and something else. Maybe Chasing You. So like, and if you look at that trajectory, they'd already picked out the first 4 singles. I think, they had it dialed in. Like they knew what the moves were going to be. It's like playing chess. They were thinking 10 moves ahead. And so every time Morgan went to a radio show and played for people, and he played Up Down or whatever his single was at the time, he played them Whiskey Glasses. So like, and I think he did that for 2 years before they singled Whiskey Glasses. So like it, the development has got to be dialed in. You gotta really pick what it's gonna be and stick to your guns and move forward on it. And I saw him do that with Morgan, and he must have. I don't even know how many times he played that damn song before it went number 1, or before it was even a single.
Yeah, I think people, especially artists today, in where you can go viral, you get TikTok, you get all this type of stuff going. Like at the end of the day, nothing is ever going to beat real A&R, real development, real patience of just working a record beyond, the 17 seconds that plays and is viral, but no one really knows the song. They just know like it's catchy, there's something about it, but it's not really making any real money. It's not really moving the needle other than to be catchy and viral. But then having a song that, takes time to just develop. I remember watching Ella Mai, the singer, R&B artist, Ella Mai, and she had Booed Up, was at a point was one of the biggest top 40 records. And they showed video of her like first performing it like in the early days, and like people just staring at her. It's nothing. It's a song, but no one's really bopping to it. And then they showed years later, a year later, or however much time later, the DJ's playing it, and the whole room is just, locked in. They're
Yes.
dancing and everything, and it's like you
Yes.
forget that the song has to start somewhere. A lot of artists are
Yup.
like, I had a DJ say a lot of artists are basement artists or at home rappers. Cause like they never go out to go work the record. They never go out to get it, like to try and know that people are not gonna fucking rock with it, and play it enough till people start rocking with it, figuring out how to perform it, and everything that comes with actually putting music out and not just
Yes.
upload it.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's every song starts somewhere. I love that. It's so true. It's like you can't let the beginning discourage you. And it's holding out hope, man, and faith. And it's just like I remember just being like, all right. And then once it starts and the song picks, you gotta, try to stay in the middle, not get too high or too low, or think something's gonna happen or it don't. I remember with Whiskey Glasses, they were having trouble getting out of the 40s. On the chart. And I remember somebody said they're like, I don't know, man. Like, it might not go. And I was like, fuck. Because all I wanted is for Morgan to win with it. That's all I wanted. When an artist picks one of your songs, like, you, as a songwriter, you want it to work for them. Like, you want it to be their biggest song ever. That's what your hope and dream is, man. And that's why you got to take your time with the songs and make sure every word is perfect, man. Because once it gets picked to go, if you know in your heart, in your head that, oh man, that one line right there could be stronger because we've already said that. We haven't put any new information there. You're going to be thinking about that the whole time. And when it dies at number 38, you're going to kick yourself.
Yeah.
So that's why we take our time with it, man. And I'll text back and forth about lyric tweaks for a long time after we write a song because I want it to be perfect. Because once it gets picked, and you have to act like every song that you write is going to get picked and that it is going to get that shot. You owe it to yourself and you owe it to the idea and to the songwriters in the room.
Yeah, working in commercial production, I developed a thing after working with so many people and so many different type of people who like try to oversell mediocre shit. I had started a thing where I say, did you get it done or did you get it good? Because we all can get the stuff done. And done sometimes can be an accidental hit. Sometimes you happen to get it good, but was your goal to get it done or to get it good? And I think when your goal is to get it good, you will spend that extra moment or that extra little piece of time to do that one little thing that maybe 10 people recognize and 150,000 doesn't. But there is something to the fact that so many people did. I mean, you put that effort in, you started to create those habits of consistency that, how you start is how you finish. If you start strong and you plan to be strong, you'll finish strong. If it's just trying to get something done, I think over time, it'll reveal itself. Over time, you will only be able to live off of mediocre for so long.
Yeah. Yep. Because people are not, I don't know. I think that's one of the things that creatives and songwriters and, producers and actors in movies and creatives will do is you'll think, well, people aren't that smart.
Oh man, no.
People are fucking stupid, and that's just not true, man.
Yeah,
it's not. I mean, I could play you a C scale right here on the guitar. All right, and that just sounds clean, smooth. It's the C scale. There's no sharps, no flats. Now, if I play it wrong, everybody knows that there's a wrong note in it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. And I just think we're all tuned in on to what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
And with art, it's no different. And that's one of the things I think is beautiful about it and what keeps us honest and what keeps us working really hard to be creative and to say something and to capture something that's never been captured.
especially when you care. So what I want to do, I think the whiskey glass. Now it's there. We gave it to him. So one thing I did on the Facebook page, the Ben Burgess fan page, the Bandits.
Yeah. What up, Bandits?
I asked them, what do you want? What questions do you have for Ben? So what I think we'll do is just pick a random question.
Okay, a random question from the Bandits. I love that.
And
that's a great idea.
And so one of the Bandits wants to know, I'm gonna try to shout him out. Sylvie Hoffman wants to know what
up, Hoff?
What is your best hunting and fishing stories?
Best hunting and fishing story. Okay. My best fishing story, we're out at Turkey Creek down in Nacogdoches. My buddy Tony's got a spot down there. Tony, what up? So he goes, dude, I'm going to show you the progression of fishing. And this is after a night. I think we stayed up all night. There may have been some sort of boomers involved, some of them things. And so he said, I'm going to show you the progression of fishing. And he caught a real small fish with a worm, and then he put that fish onto a hook, and he throws it out, and he catches like a bigger fish with that fish, and then he hooks that fish, and he throws it out and gets an even bigger fish, and like it was a real size fish. We cooked it, and we cooked all three of them, and that was one of the coolest. And I didn't even do the fishing; I was just sitting there like this. Oh, man. So. That's one of my favorite experiences for sure, because it just blew my mind. Fish eat fish. So that's wild, bro. That's wild.
Okay.
And then hunting experience. It was the first time I went hunting. I was with my dad. I think we were in South Texas, and what was his name? I think it was Rick. It was his homeboy Rick. And no, it's Todd. Uncle Todd, where are you at? I hadn't seen Todd in forever. Todd, if you're watching this shit, hit me up. But I had like a little 410 rifle, and he was like, son, when you get down there, there's going to be so many birds. I was down there a month ago, and there was thousands of doves, Benjamin, thousands. And we get out there, and there's not a damn dove out there. It is fucking the lines are empty, but there's this one tree down in the field. So we're like, let's go walk over to that field. Pull up there. There's a bird. There is a bird in there. I got a little 410 shotgun. I'm like 9 years old, maybe 10. And there it goes. And he's like, Todd was like, all right, I'm gonna scare him out. He goes, ah, and he clapped and he goes, bow, and I hit him. And I got him. It was my first dove. And just the boys thought it was the coolest thing, man, the guys, and I felt like the man. And I've been a terrible shot ever since. So, first shot's the best shot.
So here's a question.
Thank you, Hoff. Thank you for the question.
Here's a question. What does it sound like when doves cry?
Okay, here's what it sounds like.
I was actually on the internet and I saw that they was doing auditions for Chewbacca, so I think you're right in the wheelhouse. You're gonna land that role.
Holler at me, Star Trek. Is it Star Trek or Trek?
Well, Chewbacca is in Star Wars, but
Star Wars, Chewbacca, Star, okay.
But I don't know if it's Star Trek or Trek.
I'm gonna exit now.
So since we talked about the song, we'll have you close out playing a little bit of Whiskey Glasses.
Y'all want to hear Whiskey Glasses, man? Just a little bit, just a little verse chorus.
A little something. Give it to us. Chorus. Give it to them how you wrote it.
Pour me another drink. I don't feel thing no more ill.
wanna sip it till the pain wears off. Pour me another round. I'm knocking down 2 more, let's go. 'Cause I ain't never heard like this before. Don't think about her, wear a ring without her. Don't need to carry the bar, can't sing without her. Told me that she's strong, bro, she's gone. And if I'm ever gonna move on, Rowe, I'ma need a whiskey glass there. 'Cause I don't wanna see the truth. Somebody making out on the couch right now with someone else. Yeah, I'ma need a whiskey glass there. If I'm gonna make it, I'm be singing, I'ma need a double shot of heartbreak blue. And see the world through whiskey glasses. Ain't nothing left to do but sip around the truth. See the world through the whiskey glasses. Last call, I swear this will be my last call. Now I ain't drunk, darling, no more at 3 a.m. With the bartender hitting me again. Don't think about her, wear a ring without her. Don't need to carry the bar, ain't without her. Don't let it strong, but she's gone. And if I'm ever gonna move on, y'all, I'll need some whiskey glasses. 'Cause I wanna see the truth. Oh no, she probably making out on the couch right now with someone else. Yeah, I don't need some whiskey glasses if I'm making through. If I'm basing, I need a dose shot of that heartbreak proof. And see the world through whiskey glasses. So I'm up. I'm back, fill 'em up. But she ain't ever coming back. I'm back. Fill 'em up. But she ain't ever coming back. I need some whiskey glasses. Shout out to Morgan. Love you, Mo. Love you, Momo.
All right, so that's the episode of the RNB podcast. I'm Rowe.
First episode. Let's go.
That's Ben Burgess. If you do not have it, haven't listened to it yet, go to wherever you stream music. Get that Tears the Size of Texas, that debut country album from Ben Burgess. Or go over to Arrow Films to go find my shit, AROWEfilms.com. There's a bunch of information in the show notes how to get to everything. There's Tears the Size of Texas merch as well. And stream the fuck out of that album. Stream the fuck out of whiskey glasses, because that benefit. Some proceeds go out to the Ben Burgess, Buffalo Villo, Lucky Buck fucking foundation of Music Academy and resources. So I don't know. This is how we end it. Till next time. I have a saying for all my shows. I say till next time.
I like till next time.
Till next time.